World exclusive. If you guys watched like the Microsoft press conference from E3 2018, if you were playing like a drinking game and every time you heard the word exclusive, alcohol poisoning after the first 3 minutes, it actually wasn't that bad as it was last year, because last year was just kind of on a different level. But anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick, and this is some gameplay of some Ori and the Will of the Wisp. This is an upcoming Xbox exclusive that you will see fairly soon. I actually forget what the release date is going to be, but yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest was a very successful and critically acclaimed game. It was... I hate it when people do this. I'm going to do it now, though, just because I have a lot of words. It was basically platforming Dark Souls. Anytime something is difficult nowadays in video gaming, we call it the something Dark Souls of it. And that's just basically it, because we're all lazy people and can't think for ourselves. But anyways, so yeah, so this is Ori. I played the first couple hours of Ori and the Blind Forest, and it was hard. It was a hard game. I am not 100% sure if the developers decided to make this more of an experience rather than difficulty with the sequel, because I found that the game still had its moments of challenging points in the Will of the Wisp, but it wasn't nearly as difficult as Ori in the Blind Forest got, because I remember in the Blind Forest you had opportunities to save, and anytime you didn't save, it would send you back to your last physical save point that you manually did yourself. There were no automatic save points from what I remember in the Blind Forest, and if you got caught on a really bad section where you ran out of energy or you're really low on health, you basically had to get good. It was either you could do it or you couldn't do it, and that was pretty much it. But with this game, it was still somewhat difficult, the platforming, the puzzles as well, but like I said, just not as balls hard as the first game was. So that being said, I didn't finish, as I jump into a pile of vines right here, I definitely did not finish the Blind Forest, so I'm not 100% sure if all the powers, such as the sword, the bow and the arrow, the hook shot, I don't know if those happen near the end of the original game, like if you acquired those powers or not. But obviously in this demo, we do get them, and we do have them. We also get a new cool digging power as well. So once again, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't beat the original game. So maybe those things showed up near the end game. But yeah, it's a lot of complex platforming. As you can see, platformers disappear beneath your feet. Those stand areas typically faster than they do in traditional platformers. Usually in less difficult platformers you get a little bit more time, but in this game they almost instantly disappear, so you have to make your decisions a little bit quicker. And everything that you expected or got used to in the Blind Forest returns. The art is fantastic, the music is fantastic as well, and everything runs fairly smoothly. This was played on an Xbox One X, so the game obviously doesn't take too much in terms of graphical power, because even though it looks beautiful, it's still a fairly simplistic drawing, hand art drawing, but not like thousands and millions of polygons on the screen at once. The game control fantastic. Everything, anytime if having a platformer with bad controls is basically it would be like playing a shooter with bad aiming mechanics. It just wouldn't make sense. But luckily, this game did have really solid controls. Everything felt very intuitive and responsive, which was very nice. And it just looks pretty, and it's pretty to play. It's one of those games, I know this is an Xbox One exclusive, so this will never happen, but I find that typically, anytime like a platformer comes out, I always say to myself, wow, especially if it's exclusive one, I say, I wish this was on the Switch, because this would be like the perfect game to play on Nintendo Switch as you're traveling. It doesn't require too much thinking, it doesn't require too much graphical power in order to run it, so yeah, if this was on the Switch, I would definitely instant buy. Right here, I'm locking the power to climb up this rock right here because I need the dig abilities. So I don't actually no. Never mind. I think I do get up here. Yeah, I do get up. Yeah. You also use the if I had the dig ability, it would have been a lot easier to get out there. But anyways, so yeah, if this game was on the Switch, it would have been like the perfect game. But like I said earlier, this is a Microsoft exclusive because it is developed by Microsoft Studios. So I may play it just very briefly just to see what the first hour is going to be like when it fully releases. It's not a full price game, which is a good thing. I think it would be a tough sell as a full price game, but at like a $30 game, I think there's still a good value in it. So here we get our dig power or burrow power, which opens up the entire map, allows us to basically go everywhere. I'm a completionist at heart anytime I play video games, so I'm constantly checking the map to get everything that I possibly can out of a level if it's at all feasible with the current layout of my current powers. I actually spent like 2 minutes trying to get this thing right here. It's all in the ejection out of the sand and using the double jumping. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. You guys can enjoy the rest of the gameplay of this very pretty and beautiful game, and I'll be back for some more footage of things that I captured at E3. If I didn't mention it, this is my own personal gameplay, so this isn't stock gameplay at all. So I personally played this myself, and yeah, I have more coming up in the near future now that I'm back at home and can render videos a lot quicker than I could have while I was on the road. So you guys can look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. All right, we'll chat then.
Is that legit? Hashtag. Nice.